Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Gabe. I freaking fracking love music. And today I will be reviewing the new LMA record, Do You Still Love Me? So R&B singer and songwriter LMA is back with a brand new project for us called Do You Still Love Me? LMA hasn't had an album since her 2022 release of Heart on My Sleeve, which I was a huge fan of. And it was actually the album that started my record collection. Fun fact. Yeah, this was my first ever record that I bought like 3 or 4 years ago now. And yeah, it's the first ever one that I got. So yeah, I absolutely love this album, and I love LMA too. She makes some awesome music, even before Heart on My Sleeve came out. Also, I would put Heart on My Sleeve on the wall behind me to show it off, but we had some complications earlier where some of the records fell, and I don't really want to mess with it because they're fine right now. So yeah, I just got it next to me. But yeah, that whole album is just littered with a ton of great, catchy, very soulful, very inspired music, with so many good tracks that I honestly still spin to this day. She was also pretty vulnerable on that track list, which really made you get into the songs even more. They felt just really authentic coming from her. I've even loved a lot of her most recent work that's come out over the past couple of years, like the deluxe version of Heart on My Sleeve, which had This Is, 2 o'clock, and Our Song. That I'm not gonna lie, every time they come on in the car, I gotta let them play. They're awesome music, just super soulful. Like I said, they're just awesome. And even her 2024 EP called Three, where Little Things actually came out originally from there. Yeah, I've loved a lot of her most recent work. She is so talented, and in my opinion, she is one of the best voices in R&B since she's come out. Uh, and with that being said, I don't have a ton of good things to say about this project that she has come out with most recently. This album is trying to capture Ella being in love and finding herself the man that she felt that she's always deserved and has been wanting. And this is supposed to be a more mature, kind of aged way of looking at love. I do actually think that this album starts relatively strong. There Goes My Heart Again is pretty catchy and it's pretty nice on the ears as well. I like her vocal inflections on it. The instrumental is very calming. Um, I do think that it falls a little flat lyrically, as it follows similar themes I feel that we've heard from Ella in the past, especially on her last record. But that's just a little thing for the opener. I do understand that LMA has never been the greatest lyricist, but it would have been nice to see like a step up, especially because it's been almost 4 years since her last record, and I felt like even back then, even though I really loved that album, like she still had a lot more to give. You know what I mean? Like she had a lot more that she could develop and turn into and become greater at. 100 kind of follows the same suit. I do like this song as well. It's very nice for the track list. I just don't think that she's doing anything too special on here, too stand out ish. Nothing that really makes you like want to go back to it or really think of it all that often. But again, it's pretty decently nice. So following those two openers, it just truly feels like we're just not getting a ton of inspired music from her. She feels very unenthusiastic compared to past pieces of work, and a lot of other stuff that she's worked on. And overall, like it just kind of feels like she falls flat on a lot of these songs. She had so many songs on Heart on My Sleeve where she felt passionate about the things she was singing about, and we just don't get that same passion on a lot of these tracks here. It's almost like she's unsure of what she's saying and what she's talking about. Even songs that are supposed to be like the star of the show on this album, like Little Things that came out way before the album. Um, I wasn't even honestly crazy about Little Things like when it first came out. I thought that it was like decent overall, like for Ella May standards, I thought that it was like decent. I thought it could have been better. But like Little Things being like the star on this track list is a little like worrisome for me. Or even Tell Her, which has a different beat than the rest of the album, but that doesn't mean that it's very good. And lyrically and vocally, it is similar to almost every other track on this project. I do like the beat switch to a piano instrumental, but that part is so short and the only really redeeming quality that I can see in this track. There's just a very repetitive theme on this album, which is not bad. You know, you kind of want an album that's focused and that has, a little bit of repetitive lyricism in terms of the content matter. But like, this one didn't feel like we were getting like a variety of the theme. It just felt like we were just getting one like ball of just like the same thing over and over again, if that makes sense. So yeah, the writing just seems very repetitive to me. Even the choruses, it's basically like most of these tracks. It's really just her saying a statement over and over again, like in "Chasing Circles," "Luckiest Man," "My Mind," "Bonus." Like a lot of these tracks, like for instance, "Luckiest Man" is her saying like, "You're the luckiest man, luckiest man to be on my side." And it's like it's just a lot of that where it's like chasing circles, my mind, bonus. Like it's just a lot of that. And it's like, how did you have so many songs that like follow that exact same style? You know what I mean? Which speaking of bonus, the song on the track list, this is supposed to be a sexy, sensual track where I'm pretty sure she's insinuating like a man's private parts is just like a bonus. Which look, I am all for a very sexy song with freaky lyrics, kind of raunchy. I mean, this one didn't have those raunchy vibes, but you know what I mean. I do love them when they're done right and when they're creative. Um, I just think this one is very void of being sexy. There's also an interlude in the middle of this track list where Ella explains that she's a Scorpio and that they aren't as bad as everyone says that they are, and they just love really hard. So when when you lose one, it stings extra. And it's just so funny to me that this is supposed to be like a more mature way to look at love as an album. And like we're talking about zodiac signs, like, and I mean, no diss to zodiac signs. Like they're cool. I have friends who love to love all that zodiac signs and stuff. But like again, it's just funny that like the concept here being a more mature version of yourself is like you know, we're still bringing up zodiac signs and like how they affect different people and stuff like that. I'm also just not sure what the interlude really does for the track list. It's not really uh or at least it doesn't really seem like it's acting as a bridge at all. It's not really connecting anything. I mean, I guess it technically follows the theme of like love because she brought up how if you lose one, you can get super hurt, but even that, like, I just feel like we could have done without this interlude. I do think that the track list wraps up very nicely with No Angels, which is by far the most interesting track on here, in my opinion. Um, it just has a really soothing instrumental, and I think Ella executes the song a lot better than a lot of the other songs that she has on here. And she explains how her and her man have gone through hell, but it feels like heaven with him, now. Like now that they have gone through all those bad moments, now, looking forward, they can be in a lot better of a spot. And it even has a nice choir singing and ballads. It's very nice. It's honestly it is my favorite on the album. It's really the only one in my opinion that really stuck out like that. But other than that, um so many songs on here are just really lacking substance and flavor in my opinion. About halfway through the track list, I was getting bored and just wanted it to end. And it is not a very long listen at all at 14 songs and 46 minutes. It just did not grab my attention like I hoped it would. It just didn't, I don't know, it just didn't do that much for me. There's just so many forgettable tracks on here that are, in my opinion, going in the back half of her catalog. And I really like the first time I listened to it, I thought that I was tripping. Like I thought that I like had listened to it wrong or something because it came out the same day as the fall off. And so I listened to the fall off first and then I listened to Do You Still Love Me? And I thought maybe I just wasn't feeling music at that time because I just got done listening to a 2 hour album. But no, I listened to it two more times after that and again I just wasn't impressed. I just was not impressed at all. I was very disappointed. And again, I freaking love LMA so much and I love her music. This one just did not do it for me personally. So overall, as much as it kills me, um, I think for this album I'm feeling a 2.8. Yeah, I just didn't love this one nearly enough. But please remember, this is just my opinion. You don't have to agree with me. I actually encourage you guys to go listen to this anyway. Maybe you guys will find some enjoyment in it. So yeah, if you do love it, please listen to it. Um, but yeah, please hit subscribe. Thank you for watching. Actually, first and foremost, thank you for watching. You guys are awesome. As always, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, do all those other things that all those other YouTubers tell you to do. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.